What's going on there, guys? Welcome back to NFL News Today. I'm Darren and I'm joined by my friend Tyler, and we are doing week 3 of our weekly NFL predictions. So last week I ended up going 12-4, which puts my total record on the season to 21-11. Isn't too bad. But yeah, me and Tyler are going to be picking the games for week 3, giving our insights on them, and it should be a good time. So first game of the week, Thursday Night Football, Dolphins at the Jaguars. So this is kind of funny. So I'm in a 33 pool. I need the Dolphins to score 33 points, but I kind of want the Jaguars to win.
I think the Jaguars will win.
I think they will win also. I mean, that Dolphins defense is horrendous still, somehow.
Yeah.
And
the secondary's still getting torched. It's making Josh Allen look like prime Drew Brees.
They're not going to have Byron Jones. Don't know if Xavier Howard's healthy or not. Jaguars have been playing pretty well. Not like
Gardner Minshew.
Pretty well. Minshew has been extremely accurate. I don't even know who that running back is. Like James Robinson, he was like a great undrafted free agent.
He went off last week.
I mean, he has DJ Chark and like still some above average receivers. Like D.D. Westbrook was a Heisman candidate in college. He isn't doing too bad in the NFL. Laviska Shenault's been having a pretty good rookie year. So yeah, I really do like the Jaguars in that one. Plus, I mean, it's not too far of a travel for the Dolphins, but I just think the Jaguars pull it off. Raiders at the Patriots. This is interesting. So, I'll say two good teams. Patriots with Cam Newton have looked fantastic. I really love how Bill Belichick's taking advantage of Cam Newton's mobility. Raiders pulled off.
Yeah, they run a lot.
Yes, they do. Yeah, this is something Bill Belichick finally has the ability to do. I'm not sure how mobile Matt Castle was in 2008. Probably not too mobile, but he finally...
Nowhere near Cam.
Yeah, definitely nowhere near Cam, but he finally has some mobility to work with in the quarterback position. And I think it's great to see what they're doing. And then the Raiders I think it was an upset one. I think the Saints were favored in that game, but Raiders...
Absolutely an upset win.
Oh, yeah. I just want to make sure. Raiders pulled it off. I don't like the fact the Raiders are traveling west to east. That's something I really don't like, or that's something I consider heavily whenever I'm picking games.
I mean, the Raiders' offense looking... Derek Carr looked good last week. Josh Jacobs. I mean, it's good offense.
Yeah. I've always
great defense still.
Yeah, the offensive line's been playing really good for Las Vegas. I've always
they had a couple injuries and they still held up last week.
Yeah, that's the other thing, and that's a Tom Cable ran offensive line. Like Tom Cable is the reason why Russell Wilson has had a bad offensive line.
Bad and neglect, but yeah.
Yeah, but coaching didn't help it. But I'm going to go with the Patriots in this one. I absolutely think the Patriots.
Yeah. I mean, they're a goal line stand away from beating Seattle.
That is true. In Seattle, nevertheless.
Yeah, and I mean, Cam Newton had a very good game. I think it kind of went under the radar because Russell Wilson also completely went off.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the Raiders' defense is ready for the dual threat that is Cam. And I just don't see the Patriots falling to 1-2.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm not sure if you saw this about Dak, but he was the first quarterback in NFL history to have over 400 yards rushing and 3 rushing touchdowns. Cam almost did that in the same week. He had 397 passing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. If he gets that last touchdown, I mean, it was only 398 yards, but that's still 2 yards away. And 3 rushing touchdowns. I think he had a passing touchdown thrown in there. But I just like the Patriots in that situation. Absolutely. Texans at the Steelers. Texans are looking terrible. Steelers...
Well, they're playing 2 Super Bowl contenders.
I mean, yes, that is true.
And Andy Reid always comes out firing in week 1 because he thinks about that thing. You know, the day after the Super Bowl was over, Andy Reid was thinking about after he was done his buffet, what he was going to do week one.
I mean, I agree with you with that one. I think Ben Roethlisberger has really impressed me. I really did not think he would be doing all that well.
I thought it was going to be like a game manager type of situation.
Yeah.
And he's been a step above that. Not 2 steps above that, but at least 1 step above game manager.
Mm-hmm. Like, almost Alex Smith level game managing.
Yeah.
Like he was going to be a game manager
So
with like an unknown run game. Like, because James Conner had a down year and nobody really knew what to expect from Snell.
Yeah. I mean, I still got the Texans winning. I don't think they have too much talent to be down 0-3. I think they have a huge chip on their shoulder. And I know the only barrier that's going to be in their way is that Steeler front 7 sacks last week against the Broncos.
Mm-hmm. So, but imagine that with Watson's offensive line.
Yeah, so that's the Texans' offensive line. But we do know that Watson is one of the few quarterbacks in the league, like Russell Wilson, who don't really need an offensive line because they can get away and still get their numbers and still put points on the board.
That is true. That's a tough game. Normally,
I got Texans. Definitely got Texans.
Normally, whenever it's a tough game and I have trouble deciding, I always give it to the home team just because home field advantage.
So giving it to the Steelers?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it to the Steelers. That's a pretty. I mean, the Texans do have a lot of talent to be down 0-3, but 2018 they had a lot of talent and they started the year 0-3, ended up going 11-5. So it's not impossible. I mean, as much as Bill O'Brien is a bad GM.
But wasn't Watson hurt that year?
No, 2018 he was healthy, fully healthy.
He was healthy? When they had like the 4th pick that went to the Browns?
2017.
Okay.
That was in the 2018 draft, but that was from the 2017 season.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not. I don't know. I really just don't think Bill O'Brien's that good of a coach in general.
No.
Yeah, so
No.
I think Tomlin's just gonna find a way to outcoach him. Plus, that Steelers front 7 on that Texans offensive line is going to be terrible. Jets at the Colts. The Jets are garbage.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, the 49ers died right in front of their eyes, and
they still got blown out.
They still got blown out. So,
I forget if I texted you this, but the Jets have 40 missed tackles already.
Yes.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Phillip Rivers can throw like 4 interceptions this week, and they will still come away with the victory.
They probably will. I really don't understand what the Jets owner is saying when he sees an offensive mastermind in Adam Gase. But
yeah, offensive mastermind in quotations.
Yeah, it's just yeah, no bueno. But
Colts are a weird team now. Like you can see them going like 12-4. You can see them going like 8-8, 7-9.
Yeah.
Very weird week to week.
Yeah.
Basis team. The whole division's really weird week to week. The Titans.
That's
Texans,
true. I think
Jags.
the most consistent team in that division is the Titans, in my opinion.
Kinda. I mean, I feel like in their last couple, like their last year playoff appearance, they kind of like got some surprise wins. And then they had some losses that like regular playoff teams wouldn't lose.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but Ryan Tannehill picked up right where he left off last year. I think they're playing well. But I think that's the closest thing to consistency that we will find in the AFC South. I mean, if you want to look at inconsistency, look at the NFC South. Aside from, like, up until 2017, that was literally the wildest division ever. Like, different teams were winning the division every year up until like the Saints won 3 division titles in a row. Like that South has
divisions are like that though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to maintain.
But with the South,
in the NFL.
it was a lot of time. There was a lot of times where a team would do bad and then next year do good and then next year do bad. Like there was a lot of, aside from the Bucs, they just did bad every year. But there was a lot of that going on in that division. But aside from that, Colts are winning that game against the Jets. Probably the best game of the week, Monday Night Football, Chiefs at the Ravens.
Yeah, I go back and forth on this a lot. 2 good coaches. It's interesting because it's really the battle for the number 1 seed. And
That's
since
true.
only the 1 seed has the bye this year,
Mm-hmm.
it's really like an end-all, be-all game because, I mean, having that first-round bye and not having that first-round bye is a huge deal.
Yeah, like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick never. I don't even think they ever made a Super Bowl, let alone win one without a first-round bye.
I mean, in terms of prediction, I mean, it's
hard to tell.
I would say the Ravens are the more complete team.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't have a glaring weakness. Whereas if you look at like the Chiefs, it's like, you know, some of their defense struggles.
Yeah.
And it's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Whereas the Ravens don't really have that problem. I mean, they both have outstanding kickers, so you can't even come down to the kicking game. Because I mean, Harrison Buckner getting iced, hitting a 58-yarder to win the game. Justin Tucker
is the most accurate kicker to ever walk the planet. Yeah, it is fun. I always have thought the Chiefs' defense was a little bit overrated because if you look at the late, like, people talk about how good they played in the second half or after their bye last year. It's like, yeah, but look at who they played. Like, the best offense they played were the Chargers, and they weren't even that good last year. And like even in the playoffs, like their offense had to bail them out the first 2 games, and then defense just played nicely against the Niners.
Overrated? I wouldn't say that, because I would say if you look at the Chiefs, you think, you know, both teams are going to score a lot of points.
Yeah.
You know, you're not out here like the Chiefs are just going to win by 30 because the defense is an issue. You think it's probably
no,
game
not
in
that.
the 30s. So I think if anything, it's underrated because they have a good front seven and they have the Honey Badger back there lurking around.
Yeah.
I mean, the corners aren't great, but I mean they're serviceable. It's kind of like inconsistent play.
Yeah.
Like most teams, really depends on how that front seven is doing with Chris Jones leading the pack.
That's true. But in terms of game predictions, I'm going back to giving it to the home team. I'll give it to the Ravens.
I just have that feeling that the Ravens also are going to get it.
Yeah, like there's just some games where it's like really close to tell, so that's why I always just like fall back on the home team.
The only thing I would say in the Chiefs' favor is they weren't great last week, and usually if you have a good coach, a good team, coming off a bad game, usually like the next week everything's dialed in completely. Like the game plan's perfect, everything's dialed in. So I think that's going to be like to the Chiefs' advantage. I think they're going to be like, whoa, we almost lost to Justin Herbert, and it took us, 1:30 left in overtime. They almost tied the game.
Yeah, I think
mean, so many penalties holding them back. Like, I think they're coming out really crisp.
Really, the Chiefs' offensive line just made that game-winning drive even more impressive for Patrick Mahomes.
I really think they're going to be dialed in and knocked in.
Yeah, I mean, something in the Chiefs' favor for that is they do get an extra day of rest since it's Monday Night Football. But, however, something against the Chiefs is it's their second straight away game.
I think I just convinced myself that the Chiefs will win this game.
Yeah.
So if you're writing down our predictions and if we're gonna compare, have me down for the Chiefs.
All right, I'm just sticking with home team win. So I got Ravens in that one. Rams at the Bills. Josh Allen is looking like an MVP candidate so far, and I love it. So this is really a testament to.
Yeah, I mean,
can he keep it up against
defenses.
A good team?
I mean,
I think the Bills are a bad defensive team.
No, I'm saying in terms of Josh Allen's opponents.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely. But
I think this is really the test to see if the Bills are Super Bowl contenders or not. It's going to be how Josh Allen fares.
Going to be playing a lot of football inside the numbers. Jalen Ramsey most likely will be locking down Stephon Diggs.
Absolutely.
So expect to see Dawson Knox a lot, but even then they have Micah Kiser in that linebacking core.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the Rams win. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to give Josh Allen that next step. I think in terms of receivers, I think Diggs is only well above average receiver. And I think Jalen Ramsey's going to have him locked down. Jalen Ramsey's been playing really good so far this year. I mean, if you look at him in the Eagles game, his name was not said once because whoever he was on was not getting the football.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Stephon Diggs is not going to be getting the football.
Like, I think Diggs is a good receiver. Like, he's not top 10.
I would say he's like a 1B, 1C plus.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put him in top 15 or not. He'd most likely be in my top 20, but
he's very inconsistent. Like last week
Yeah.
he went off, but then he'll have a game where he just doesn't go off and then complains about how he's not getting the football.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Tough. Yeah, this is another tough game to look at. Once again, travel-wise, the Rams are in Philadelphia last week. They flew back to LA, and now they're flying back out to Buffalo.
yeah, I mean, if there's one coach
tough.
that I think is going to be fine with that, it's Sean McVay.
Mhm.
Because injury-wise, practice-wise, he always has his guys prepared for the most unique situations.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
And I think the Rams are going to do it. I just think the defense for the Rams is too strong, and I think that the Rams offense is again looking like a machine after last year where it looked like they had a cog, which is probably Todd Gurley because they expected more out of him and he just wasn't there. But now with him gone, they're back to running like a smooth oiled machine.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be the Rams.
It's hard for me to give it to the Rams in this situation, but at the same time, I don't know if the Bills can beat them. So I think what's going to be, I think it will be the Rams, but it's going to be a high scoring game. I think Allen will have a good game, probably over 250 yards if he plays really well, get over 300 again. I think they're going to be utilizing the run game a lot. We saw how Miles Sanders played against the Rams last week. His first game of the season, played well. But I think the Rams will pull that one off barely. In a nice, probably over 60 points combined in that game.
Really, I got like a 27-24 type deal, 27-21.
Yeah, that's still possible. But I'm just saying, yeah, both teams will score above 30. Football team at the Browns. The Browns have a really good offensive line. By really good offensive line, I mean Baker Mayfield has a lot of time in the pocket. He played well against the Bengals, but once again, not even that he played that well. He played admirably against the Bengals. But even then, the only good bright spot on Washington is their front seven plus Terry, really.
I mean, yeah, if you look at this game, I think it's, on paper, it looks like just Browns. I do think it's going to be I think Washington's going to make it a game just because the Browns are like a run-first team.
Yeah,
Nick Chubb,
definitely.
Kareem Hunt.
Yes.
And I think the Redskins front seven's going to handle that a lot better than people think is going to happen. And I think the Redskins are going to make it a game. I don't think they're going to win, but if there would be an upset, I mean, I could see this being my upset of the week if I think the Redskins have the capability to pull it off.
Yeah, I think they do also. Like that, yeah, like this would be a game that I'd be like, yeah, Browns will win, but I wouldn't be surprised if football team wins it. So I'm giving it to the Browns, but
I'm also going to give it to the Browns.
Yeah, Washington definitely could win that one.
If Dwayne Haskins makes some steps, then I think it's much clearer, but Haskins is basically a nothing quarterback.
Yeah, he's been a little inconsistent. I never really saw Dwayne Haskins as a highly rated quarterback prospect just because Ohio State quarterback, it's like, name the last time they had a good quarterback. It's like, you can't.
I mean, he's raw. He's going to need a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
It's just weird with Alex Smith there. I mean, if they really wanted to take the division, they probably could if Alex Smith has any semblance of Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm. And even then,
it's honestly a division that could be taken by them.
Yeah, and
it's just a shame.
They wanted a more traditional, game managing quarterback, which you really can't game manage without a run game. But Kyle Allen is the number 2 quarterback still. So, I mean, not that he's good, but like.
Yeah, I mean, he's had his moments.
He's ups and downs. So. Like he showed some promise in Carolina, but like it's a little.
You're gonna play Haskins over Allen.
Oh yeah,
I mean, unless Smith is ready, then you're gonna play
Haskins. Yeah, but nevertheless, whoever the quarterback is, Browns win that game. Bengals at the Eagles, 2-0-2 teams. Eagles very disappointing so far. Bengals.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow threw for over 60 balls last week, which is very impressive.
And he was outstanding.
Yeah, he played really well. Mm-hmm. I mean, the defensive line was expecting to be really good for the Eagles so far this year, but so far they have not really done anything. I think they only have 1 sack. Bengals have that terrible offensive line.
Graham has too. I don't know. Brandon Graham has been a couple plays.
Yeah, but I think Graham's the only sack that they have. Like, I think he only got one, and that was last week. Yeah, but Bengals, they have a bad offensive line. NRC for the Eagles have just not been working out so far. He has a perfect passer rating if you're targeting him, which is not something you want to see in someone who was rated as one of the best slot corners in the game last year.
Yeah. I keep going back and forth on this game in my head because it's like you know, the Eagles know they can't be 0-3.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think
it's also weird because I don't know how good of a coach Zach Taylor is.
Yeah, I do. That's a good question. I mean, the thing is that you like to see out of these like young teams, young quarterback, young coach, is the teams haven't quit on the games so far. I mean, the Bengals have made both of their games like competitive.
Yeah.
And they've played two, I would say, you could say, at least decent teams in the Chargers and Browns.
Mm-hmm.
And considering that both of these games were within 5 points,
yeah,
I mean, you could say, and they were behind in both of them, and they really made strides. So they're not. I mean, they're in it, and they're not going to quit on you.
Yeah, like Burrow against the Chargers looked really good during the 2-minute drill, and it was a shank kick away from going into overtime and offensive pass interference call away from winning the game, actually.
Yeah. So, I mean, the things just shake a lot differently for the Bengals right now. And they could be, I mean, Joe Burrow is playing out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's getting enough credit because there are a lot of other quarterbacks are also going off right now.
Yeah.
But Joe Burrow looks like he was not a fluke in his last season at LSU.
Yeah. I mean, fun fact, this is actually a matchup between the quarterbacks who have the most bad throws so far in the league. Tied for bad throws. Burrow and Wentz both have 19 bad throws, which is something you don't want to see in either quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tough one. I'm just going to give it to the Eagles.
Yeah, I would give it to the Eagles out of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I think Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Joe Mixon, but I think that in terms of, like, the complete set running back, I think Sanders has a little bit of an edge there. I think it separates it just a bit.
Yeah. And then, plus, I can't name a linebacker on the Bengals, and then you still have Ertz and Goddard. So, I think... And then Jalen Rager's out, so it's going to be really interesting to see what...
I think it's going to be a really close game.
It probably would be.
Very close for comfort. And I think if the Eagles get too comfortable in the second half, if they have a lead and they think they can sit on it, I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening. If they're up by 10 and they think they can run out the clock, because Joe Burrow and that young coach over there, they're going to be gunning for it.
Yeah. Titans at the Vikings. Vikings are looking terrible so far, like just all around. Titans are looking really good so far. Mm-hmm. I really like the Titans in this situation, so I'm going to give it to them. I think Tannehill and Henry are both just going to play spectacularly. Yeah. You know, Mike Vrabel's a good defensive coach. That defense for Tennessee was, I think it was the defense that was good last year. That like, it was either the defense or the offense that was like top 10.
Yeah, well, I feel like this is one of those trap games for the Titans. I think the Titans are very susceptible to these trap games. Like I said, I mean, sometimes they get upset and you're like, how did they lose this game?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and I think it's one of those games for both teams where the Titans are trending up, the Vikings are trending down.
Yeah.
The thing is, the Vikings aren't this bad.
Yeah, like, no, I really didn't see an 0-2 start from the Vikings. That's kind of surprising.
I don't think Mike Zimmer's an elite coach. I do think he's a good coach.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I think, obviously, Kirk Cousins isn't as bad as he was last week. So I think you're going to have a big sense of urgency. And I think with good coaches and decent quarterbacks, when they have urgency and they have a huge desire to win because they know what will happen if they don't win, I think... and sometimes the Titans play down to their competition.
Yeah, no, that happens. I don't know. I like riding.
Play down to the opponents.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride the hot train with this one in the Titans. I just think
I'm going with the Vikings.
Yeah, once again, this one I think it will be a close game. It's hard to tell who exactly will win, but I'll give this one to the Titans. Panthers at the Chargers. Panthers are really bad defensively, and Teddy Bridgewater.
Tyrod's gonna play.
No, he's not.
Anthony Lynn said Herbert's a backup for a reason.
But Tyrod has a collapsed lung.
I still think Tyrod's gonna play.
No, he's like actually out for this week.
Is he actually?
Yeah, no, like he's hurt. Like the doctor punctured his lung.
Huh.
Yeah, so I think like if he was healthy, I wouldn't put it past for Tyrod to play, but Tyrod's not healthy.
Chargers win no matter which quarterback is playing.
Definitely. Like Panthers are very bad defensively. They're going to LA, which is something I don't like to see. Teddy Bridgewater is like top 5 in passing yards, but only has one or two passing touchdowns.
Herbert will be starting. You are correct.
Christian McCaffrey's out, so I just don't see any hope for the Panthers in this one.
That's a shame for Tyrod. As soon as Tyrod gets his glimpse of opportunity, everything just gets shot down immediately.
Herbert
outside his Bills playoff run.
Yeah.
That's literally like the highlight.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's such a shame for Tyrod.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't see the Panthers. I don't see them having a chance, honestly, just because of
especially
everything
without
going on.
McCaffrey, who was literally the entire offense.
I mean, you can't say that he was their entire offense that was scoring. Because Bridgewater has been getting the ball down the field, which I am a little bit surprised by. Not gonna lie.
I mean, DJ Moore is a great receiver. Not great, but
good.
Better
good
than
receiver.
good receiver.
Yeah, I think he was top 5 in receiving yards.
Great. Oh yeah, last year.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, not we'll see, but I think Chargers win this one easily, and they will improve to 2-1, which is actually pretty impressive for them. And I think Herbert does well. He looked very well against the Chiefs. So
on 5 minutes of notice. Yes.
Yeah. So I think Herbert and the Chargers pull that one out easily. Bucks at the Broncos. If
Drew Lock's not playing.
Yeah, this was a tough matchup to decide before the injuries happened. But now that the injuries have happened, I am liking the Bucks a little bit in this one. Vic Fangio is on a little bit of a hot seat. No Drew Lock. Still has a great run game. I mean, Driscoll actually didn't play too bad, but
they signed my guy Blake Bortles.
Yes, they did.
I don't know if Blake Bortles plays. Who knows what could happen? But
yeah. I mean, Broncos defense is there a little bit, but I kind of like the Bucks in this situation. I think.
Absolutely the Bucks.
I think now that they have a win, they are going to be like, all right, let's continue. It's a shame because
they're going to be comfortable and get rolling.
Yeah.
Especially with Godwin coming back.
And it's a shame because I really liked the Broncos heading into this year.
I did too. I was really hyped on Drew Lock. And I thought they were going to get things rolling. Pat Shurmur as an OC, I thought he would be good as just a play caller. And it's not really working out.
Yeah. Bears at the Falcons. Bears, it's an interesting team. I mean, they're 2-0, but they've played.
Trubisky has played like a good half in both of the games.
He's played a good quarter in both the games, like not even a half. It's like weird. Defense, I mean, you let up 30-something points or like 20-something points to the Lions, which is a little concerning. I mean, you let up 14 points last week, but it's the Giants. Falcons the offense is the real deal there, without a doubt. That defense, though, God, so much for Dan Quinn being a defensive mastermind.
Soft zones. I don't know why so many coaches in this league love the soft zone.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
it never proves to work.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see Trubisky being 3-0.
They're going to give quarterbacks yards. They're going to take their yards.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to move 10 yards at a time down the field. And then suddenly you're in the red zone. Gas because you've been chasing them around the field in front of you.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Is Trubisky going to be 3-0 is the real question?
I don't think so. I think that Trubisky is... If he plays one good half again, they're not going to win the game. I mean, you have to put together a full game.
Yeah, you need to play a good full game, not just a good half. Like, he's been having, more so the not the Bears game, the Lions game, then the Giants game, he plays like Eli Manning. He'll play like crap for the first 3 quarters and then pull out a magical win in the fourth.
The first half against the Giants.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Second half was a bit rough.
Yeah, but I like the Falcons. I really find it odd that they signed Todd Gurley, who still has some gas left in him, and then they have Matt Ryan lead the league in like pass attempts, which I just find that interesting. I think Ryan's leading the league in pass attempts. He's up there.
Julio and Calvin Ridley is really emerging.
Calvin Ridley has like the most touchdowns. He has like a lot of touchdowns since something, and then Julio did re-aggravate a hamstring injury, so I'm not sure if he will be there for that one, but even then I still just like the Falcons in that situation.
Absolutely.
49ers at the Giants. 49ers did not leave New York from last week.
This is going to be so fun with Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins, I don't even know who their third running back is.
I mean, it's going to be... I don't even know what to make of this, because Nick Mullins played well, I mean, what was it, 3 years ago when Jimmy G tore his ACL?
Like, he didn't play terribly, but, I mean, he held his own weight. Giants, I mean, I really just don't like the coaching situation over there. Never thought Joe Judge was a good...
I think I would feel a lot better
no Saquon.
if they had Saquon with Bosa and Solomon Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, the Niners are literally playing their second team because that's how many injuries they have. Like, especially on offense, they're going to have their backup quarterback starting, their backup, the third-string running back, actually, Jordan Reed starting. I think Debo and Brandon Ayuk are out, so it's going to be like Trent Taylor and Dante Pettis. Kendrick Bourne.
For the Giants' sake, they better win this game. Or that's gonna be very embarrassing.
Or it's like how do you lose? Yeah, it's like how do you lose this game? It's like you lose because you're the Giants. That's how you lose.
I do think they actually are gonna lose.
Yeah,
but I think the Niners are gonna win. And I think Kyle Shanahan. I mean, his offense is just an oiled machine, no matter who's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like Jimmy G's a star quarterback. Jimmy G's a game manager.
Yeah.
Right. So Nick Mullins just needs to not make mistakes.
Yeah, like I think Jimmy G's a good quarterback.
The Niners will win the game if Nick Mullins holds his own for a week.
Yeah, so
1 week.
It's gonna be the Niners' second-team offense versus the Giants, so that's gonna be pretty funny to watch. Lions at the Cardinals. I kind of like the Lions a little bit in this situation. I think they're better than last year, and they almost beat the Cardinals in Arizona last year. I mean, obviously that game.
Out how good of a coach? Why am I blanking on his name?
Matt Patricia?
No, the Cardinals
Kingsbury.
coach.
Kingsbury?
Yes.
So here's the thing.
I'm still trying to figure him out, honestly.
So it's not that I'm not a fan of Kyler Murray. It's more so that I'm not a fan of Cliff Kingsbury because I do not like college offenses in the NFL.
I love it, honestly. Just for the entertainment value. I mean, you can say in terms of long-term success. Kyler and Kingsbury are kind of
so obviously. Like literally,
I think he's the only guy who can get the most out of Kyler in the NFL level.
Like Kyler is literally playing he's a college quarterback in a college system, and that
it's so much fun. I mean, hopefully, I really hope he doesn't get hurt because he does run a lot.
Yeah. Want to know what really told me that Kyler Murray is like he wouldn't really do well in another system? He was taking a knee from the pistol. That's the only time I ever I was laughing because I thought that was hilarious. But when Kyler plays under center, he does not do good.
It's hard to say he wouldn't do well because he's throwing darts this year. I mean, his arm is significantly better. It has
nothing to do with his talent. It has to do with two things. He struggles under center, and he struggles running a huddle offense, which are two very key factors in running another offense.
Russell Wilson's better out of the pocket. Aaron Rodgers is better out of the pocket.
Well, out of the pocket, but under center and out of the pocket, you can go out of the pocket when you're under center, but just being under center, he struggles, and when he has to run an actual huddle offense as opposed to a hurry-up, no-huddle, he struggles. But aside from that, I think... Matt Patricia's not a good coach, and I really love Matt Stafford. He is, one of my favorite quarterbacks, and he has such a wasted career.
I have gained so much respect for him because he plays his tail off, no matter what the situation is.
Yeah.
And he puts his team in every week. He puts them in a situation to win. And
Yeah.
they just find a way to be the Lions and not win the game.
Adrian Peterson's playing well for them, which is, I'm not gonna lie, surprising.
Stafford deserves better. He's lucky he gets paid as much as he does. Because if he didn't make that much money, I mean, he would have nothing.
I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty surprised with how the Cardinals defense is playing so far.
Yeah.
So
I think they're gonna win. I think they're definitely gonna win. I think it's gonna be a significant win too.
Or maybe it'll be another tie as last year.
What was that?
I said maybe it'll be another tie like last year.
Oh my gosh, don't.
The offense is working. How long it's going to work, though, I don't know. Which is my real concern with Kingsbury and Kyler. So, I do think the Cardinals are going to win. Kyler has talent. I'm never going to deny a quarterback's talent. It's just other stuff about him that is not that I don't like him. It's that makes me skeptical about him. But I think the Cardinals pull it off.
People have the same criticisms of Lamar, and then.
Yeah, that's true, but that's for a different conversation. Gotta finish off the picks. So we got Cowboys at the Seahawks. You gotta admit, what Dak Prescott did Sunday was very impressive.
Yes,
kept his team in the game.
Dak is bailing out Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
I don't think Mike McCarthy is coaching that great at all this year. What were those 2 fake punt plays on 4th down? He's on his side of the field. And aside from that, twice.
Yeah.
If you're going to go for it, have your offense out on the field.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You should never go for a fake.
Especially Dak. Dak can pick up yardage.
And you have the best wide receiver trio in the NFL, so I really don't see the.
You have Zeke back there too. You have so many options. There's no need to put the ball in the punter's hands at all.
Your only hole on the skill player's offense is tight end, and they're running with a backup tight end on a tight end room that was never really good to begin with.
Yeah, but with everyone else there.
Yeah, I think this is going to be another high-scoring game just because it's 2 good offensives. Seahawks defense still sucks. Getting Jamal Adams does not fix all of your defensive problems, which I don't realize why people couldn't understand that. Especially with Bruce Irvin out for the Seahawks.
He's made some good plays, though. That Patriots game, he was in the box, and he was making some great plays in the box. I think it's going to help contain Zeke a bit, but in terms of coverage and those three-headed monsters, receivers, that's not going to help much.
Yeah, no. Jamal Adams is good. He makes good plays, but he doesn't solve a defense that has other problems, i.e. their front 4.
Yeah.
I like the Seahawks in this one. I think they're going to stay hot from the Patriots game. I think Pete Carroll's a better coach than Mike McCarthy. They have home field advantage.
I think Pete Carroll's an overrated coach, but I would agree, and I think the Seahawks are going to win.
Yeah, he might be overrated, but he's better than Mike McCarthy.
He's overrated in the sense that, he lives off of Russell Wilson's success.
Well, the early part of his tenure with the Seahawks, he was living off of his defensive success. It wasn't until 2016, 2017, Russ, not that Russ wasn't a good quarterback before them, but 2016-17 is when Russ really became an MVP caliber quarterback. Maybe even 2015, but I'm just trying to think. But
MVP caliber quarterback, no MVP votes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Derek Carr has more MVP votes than Russell Wilson, which is...
Don't even. Oh my god.
Yeah. 2016, baby. Final game, Sunday Night Football. Packers at the Saints. I don't know what Mike Thomas's availability is for this one. Drew Brees just has no arm strength left. He has a noodle. Yeah. He's turning into Peyton Manning.
He can't throw 10 feet downfield. It's... This is definitely going to be his last season.
Or if he comes back next season, he'll be a backup.
They're not going to play backup.
He has that contract with...
I don't know why Sean Payton agreed to an extension, because I figured that once Drew Brees left, he would also leave.
Maybe.
Considering the cap situation they have, And if they lose Drew Brees, like Sean Payton's gonna be stuck in a situation that I just can't picture Sean Payton thriving in.
Yeah.
Just,
Well,
I think it's gonna get very uncomfortable in New Orleans very fast.
I mean, yeah,
when Drew Brees leaves.
It just all depends on who their quarterback is. Like, are they gonna keep Jameis around? Are they gonna draft a quarterback? Are they gonna? I don't know what quarterbacks are in free agency next year. Dak Prescott maybe.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't know if they can with their
yeah. But I think this game. I think people are saying like, oh, the Packers are very. I'm like, they're playing good. So I mentioned this in my game recaps video. The Packers this year have 40 plus points in both games. They only had 2 games between 2015 and 19 with 40 plus games. So they're 40 points in the game, whatever. But I really like the Packers in this one. Aaron Rodgers, he's one of my 3 MVP candidates so far.
Yeah, he's playing mad. He's like, you're not going to draft my successor yet.
Him, Seahawks, and I know he's been playing against bad teams, but I still think he's going to make good strides this year. As of right now, he's an MVP candidate for me. I think Josh Allen's my 3rd MVP candidate behind Russ and Aaron.
Yeah,
but I know he's played bad teams, but like still, it's like I think he still has the ability to make strides this year. Is he going to finish as an MVP candidate? No. Is he going to finish as a really good quarterback? Probably.
I'm not ready to make any of those accusations. I need to see this Rams game.
Yeah.
To declare anything at all.
Yeah. No. That's fair. That's 100% fair. But I got the Packers winning in this versus the Saints. I assume you have the same. Or do you got the Saints winning?
Absolutely, the Packers.
Yeah. I mean, that offense is good. Aaron Jones is playing like a monster.
Yes.
Defense.
Last year, he was a touchdown machine.
This year, he's a touchdown machine. And he's leading the league in rushing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what happened to him last year. He just turned the corner, and he made this offense. I really, really wish that the Packers didn't draft for the future. And they really, went for it.
They would
with Aaron Rodgers.
If Gutekunst,
I really think that they would be Super Bowl. I mean, they are Super Bowl contenders, but I really think they could be Super Bowl favorites if they just gave Aaron Rodgers something other than Devontae Adams.
If Gutekunst got, nothing against AJ Dillon. That was not the person to go there. Or no offense, Jordan Love. Still, I really don't agree with that pick. But if you get a wide receiver and then you bulk up the defense a little bit, you're golden. Yeah. You're golden.
And I just didn't understand that draft strategy at all.
Yeah, but it's whatever. But thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. Turn on post notifications so you know whenever I upload or stream. Follow my Instagram and Twitter down below. I put out some high quality tweets, such as John Gruden running Spider 2Y Banana and it working.
I do love your tweets, honestly. I don't know if you noticed, but I follow you. But
bro,
I think it's so funny. It's funny reading these. What are the things you like? Like sometimes it comes up in my feed, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really good. So.
That's enough about Spider 2Y Banana. Thank you all for watching once again. And see you next time.